This is Jam Nation.
With Jonesy and Amanda.
Well, reigning premiers Penrith booked their place in a third successive grand final with a 32-12 win over South Sydney last Saturday night. The Eels also came from behind to beat North Queensland 24-20 in Friday night's first preliminary final. So here we are at our grand final.
The pointy end of the year. Love it.
Our mystery footy tipper round has been littered with some great big names. John Stevens, he started off the round. Remember, John?
I'm going to go with the Titans. Why not?
Why not, indeed?
Why not?
John got 2 out of 8. Jimmy Barnes came through. The Dragons versus your West Tigers.
Listen, I know we left our run a little late, eight games late or something. Right. But I think we've turned it around. I think we're going to take them.
Mark Gable from the Choir Boys.
Cowboys and the Raiders.
The Cowboys, because it's close to Choir Boys. Yes, it's an emotional choice, not logical or not based on knowledge.
Makes sense. Our then Prime Minister, Scott Morrison.
Head and heart, Sharks. We're top 4 this year. Looking forward to a great game there. I'll be at home again. Great feeling down at Shark Park. Got the bucket of chips ready to go.
Actually, you owe me a bucket of chips.
Yeah, well, mate,
I bought chips for everyone.
I'm up for it.
Not just you and Lily, but also your security detail. I'm not made of chips, ScoMo. Also, drag queen Minnie Cooper was a bit different.
Oh.
I'm going to go with the Roosters because I love a top. So I'm going to go the Roosters.
Love a top.
Yeah. They're always on top, the Roosters, aren't they?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yes.
I thought it was a rude joke I was missing.
No.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
It is. You know the game, then they love to bottom and top.
Kate Sobrano got her husband to help her.
What does Lee, your husband, think of Eels versus Storm?
What do you think of Eels versus Storm?
We're sitting in Melbourne, so the Storm.
We
Okay.
reckon the Storm, yeah.
People are saying if the Eels win this, they'll win the grand final.
What people are saying.
Andrew John said that in the paper, I noticed.
Did he?
And he knows.
Oh, well, whose bloody question's getting it to me or to Andrew John? Come on, man.
And who was the most cranky? Lord Alan Sugar.
I don't know. You picked the wrong bloke here,
He was leading the competition for some time. But you know what? There can be only one. And that one is Jason Stevens. Got a perfect round back in round 23. And he joins us now as our champion of all champions.
What a hero. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. It was. I'm in great company there, and particularly when you start off with John Stevens, because the first grand final I ever played was with Saints in '93. And we stayed at a hotel in the city for the grand final breakfast. Now, Peter Andre was performing. It was quite the shindig. Let me tell you. But they gave my luggage to John Stevens, and I got his luggage in my room. Yes, I ploughed through it, and there was just nothing there of value. So I just
What would have he found in your luggage, Chase?
Well, I don't know, figured it, but I just thought maybe there was a. Take Me Back CD or something. Because CDs were all the rage back in the day. But anyhow, that was the highlight of that week because, of course, we went on to lose that grand finals to the Broncos.
Yeah. What's it like to be in a grand final for both these teams? One has more grand final experience in recent years than the other. What's it like?
You mentioned experience, and I think that's a big weighing factor, on this one, because I think Para's only got one person. I believe it's Ryan Madison who's played a grand final with the Roosters, and you look at Penrith now. This is their third in a row. The nerves are still going to be there, but when you've been there for so many times, it's definitely a different experience to it being your first grand final, which is. A lot of the Parramatta players are going to find themselves in that position. Doesn't mean anything can happen on a grand final, but when you've had so much experience at that level, it's got to have put you in good stead, I reckon.
Would it be fair to say though, Parramatta, they have to win this? This is like a game
Guts
where
and glory.
you'll pretty much kill yourself to win this game.
Yeah, 100%. Because I'm a Para fan from young. I was even though I was born in the St George area. I was a Kenny, Sterling fan, Cronin, Price, you name it. I was at every game. They used to play at Belmore Oval back in the day, and they haven't won since then, which is just astronomical considering the base that Eels have to draw on in terms of juniors and their leagues club's a powerful leagues club, and I'm very surprised that they haven't notched another one since then. So, there's a little bit of, I think, of pressure on them and it's going to be interesting to see how they handle it, because there's weight of expectation of the whole.
There really is. We spoke to a Parramatta fan yesterday who was in tears. He was the image we all saw on the news. He was in tears when Parramatta got into the grand final, and he said his life will change.
Yeah, because you can get on with your life. Because what happens when the Sharks won?
And get on with your life.
You get on with your life. And did you find that when the Sharks won, Jace? You just thought, oh, great, now we can get on with our lives.
Well, I think I need to locate that guy and bring him to church, because there's a lot more to life than football, let me just tell you.
But do players feel the weight of the fans' expectation?
Yeah, absolutely. It's because you're walking in, everywhere you go, it's like the talk of the town. It's, hey, is this going to be the year finally? And Parramatta have come under a lot of scrutiny over the years, not only with their coach and their inability to crack a grand final, and that makes it tough. That puts a bit of extra pressure on you. But these guys they're used to pressure. But at this level, it's so hard to get into a grand final. It's so many things have to go your way to actually get into a grand final, and the fact that they're on the cusp of a bit of history here, it's a huge thing.
Jason, who is you are the champion of all champions.
Who are you tipping?
Who are you tipping?
Oh, mate, look, all things being equal, I would say Penrith, because of experience, because of Cleary. He's such a defining player of this decade. He's in the elites of Johns and stuff like that. Like he's that good. But anything can happen on a grand final. I know it's a long time ago, but 93 when we were playing against the Broncos, we were the favourites. I dislocated my thumb, compound dislocation, in the first tackle, so skin came through and all that. It was quite ugly. Mark Coyne, our captain, tore his quad in the first 10 minutes, and so he was hobbling for most of the game. He hobbled at the best of times, let's be honest. But, this is even more so. If he's listening, I hope he's not listening. But, so anything can happen, do you know what I mean, on a grand final. With current rules and so forth, with high tackles and players getting in the bin 10 minutes here and there, that can have a huge impact on a game. But I do think all things being equal, I think...
You're going Penrith.
Penrith are the better team. They are the better team.
All right.
Okay, mate. Thank you for being our champion of all champions. And for that,
you
win the prizes that are coming your way.
We'll have to go through the prize cupboard.
All I wanted was a coffee. All I wanted was a coffee with you, a little bit of man time, because we see each other in Cronulla. We just walk, but we're ships in the night, let's be honest, So that's all I want.
Well, there we go. We'll
coffee
have
and a cuddle from Jonesy.
We'll tell Beck we're going out for a bit of man time, okay? You and me, big fella.
If Amanda's in the hood, it's cream on the top. Don't worry about that.
All right, I'll come too.
Bit of man time with cream on the top, okay? That's how it's getting weird.
You take care. Nice
Thank
to
you,
talk
Jason.
to you.
Look after yourself. Thank you for being our champion of champions.